One of the most important things on the 3-for-1 principle, on getting 3 hours back for every 1 hour that we put in, is personality masteries. Which of these four shapes would you tend to like the most? A cube, a pyramid, a wavy line, or a ball? Again, which of these four shapes would you tend to like the most? A cube, a pyramid, a wavy line, or a ball? And which of these four things would tend to cause you the most frustration in any area of your personal, professional life? Things not being done properly in order, out of control, boring or not fun, or conflict with others. Again, not being done properly in order, out of control, boring or not fun, or conflict with others. Now, why is this so critical? Well, it's critical for us personally to really deeply understand our own personality, as well as the personalities of those individuals around us. For instance, if you chose the cube as your kind of favorite shape, or things not being done properly in order, we refer to that as the analytical personality. And one of the challenges the analytical personality has is one of their greatest strengths is they dot their I's, cross their T's, make sure things are done properly in order. One of their greatest weaknesses is they dot their I's, cross their T's, make sure things are done properly in order. Our greatest strength is our greatest weakness, and our greatest weakness is our greatest strength misapplied. It's taking a strength and carrying it too far. So if we're the analytical, how do we get more time in our day? How do we get 3 hours for every 1 hour? We need to understand that one of the challenges we have is we spend too much time. We major on the minors, minor on the majors. We often lose sight of the big picture, the vision of what we need to do. And we take too much time doing too little things. We don't take action fast enough. We think about our philosophy in life is kind of ready, aim, check, 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 check. And so we need to be careful. If we're working with analyticals, we need to be careful not to push them. We need to make sure that there's plenty of time for the data analysis, because if we push too hard, too fast, and don't consider the needs of the analytical, that's going to cost us time. So we'll move faster in the short term, but in the long term, the project, what we're working on, will be negatively impacted. If we chose the pyramid, or things being out of control, we'd be classified as a driver personality. And the way that we lose time is we push too quickly, too hard. We make decisions too quickly, very different than the analytical personality. And so what we need to do is we need to slow down. We need to allow other people to catch up. We need to be more patient with individuals. That seems like that it's going to take us more time, but actually will take a little bit more time in the short term, but it'll save us a huge amount of time in the long term. If we're working with drivers, we need to understand that their ability to see the big picture, the vision, move quickly, understand, just go through things very, very fast. It's okay. They will be able to move much faster than us. They will give us time. So if we're working with drivers, around with drivers, we need to understand that very clearly. If we chose the wavy line, or things being boring or not fun, we'd be classified as the expressive personality. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Our greatest strength is our energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. Our greatest weakness might be our energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. And so we'll lose time, we'll gain time because of all the energy and the passion we have, getting lots of people involved. So we'll go from being one person to 10, 20, 100 people very quickly. Our ability to excite and motivate and inspire people is just, it brings so many resources to the table. Where we'll lose time is we may not have a plan. Our view on life is kind of ready, fire, and then aim. We'll get people motivated, moving down the path, and then people say, well, where are we going? And it's like, oh, that's right, we need to know that. So again, our greatest strength is our greatest weakness. Our greatest weakness is just our greatest strength misapplied. Going back to the driver personality, one of our greatest strengths as a driver is our drive, our aggressiveness. We make things happen. One of our greatest weaknesses is our drive, our aggressiveness. We make things happen. Our philosophy in life is pretty much fire and then aim, and then say, oh, by the way, were we already? if we're working with the expressive personality, the wavy line, or people that don't like boring or not fun, we need to understand that their energy, while it seems like they might not have a plan, or it seems like they're fragmented and they're chasing a lot of shiny objects, there is a method to the madness. They can bring a lot of time to working with us. The amiable personality would be the ball, or the things, conflict with other people. So if you chose that, you'd be more of the amiable personality. And that individual, one of their greatest strengths is going to be our concern, compassion for people. One of our greatest weaknesses would be our concern, compassion for people. We will gain time because we get buy-in from individuals. We'll lose time because we're so concerned for everybody's feelings. And so those are strengths, those are going to be weaknesses. If we're working with an amiable, if they're around us, we need to be careful not to push them, force them, coerce them to say yes, because they'll say yes on the outside, but in the inside they might be holding back. One of their greatest strengths is their tenacity. Once they set their mind to do something, they do it. One of their greatest weaknesses, they can be a little stubborn at times. And so when we look at the personalities, there's the primary and the secondary. Now, if when you kind of took the test, you said, I don't know, I kind of like them all, or, well, that's a stupid test. Well, we'd call you like an inner quadrant or a chameleon personality. One of your greatest strengths is your flexibility. One of your greatest weaknesses might be your flexibility. When you're hot, you're really, really hot, and when you're not, you might not be. And so each one of these 4 personalities, and then the chameleon, has strengths and weaknesses as it relates for the 3-for-1 principle. And so to really gain masteries of this, I would recommend going through the Personality Mastery Certification Program. It's a level 1 certification. It's 12 hours online. Individuals that have had their doctorate in psychology have gone through and said, I've learned more in the 12-hour online than I did with my whole doctorate degree. It's an amazing program, and it helps us to identify individuals within seconds. Once we identify their personality, we'll know their strengths, weaknesses, what they like, what they don't, turns them on, turns them off, if they're married, who they're married to, conflict to marriage, what to say, when to say it, why we'll connect, why we won't, how to interconnect with one another, how to use other strengths to complement our strengths and offset our weaknesses. And that is really one of the key pieces that bring the whole 3-for-1 when we understand ourselves, what's driving ourselves, our strengths and our weaknesses, why we respond the way we do, and then how to connect with other people that are of a different personality. That's when we're going to see the 3-for-1 do some amazing things.